So with considering the size of these podcast tables and looking at your studio and how much space you have, there are a couple different factors that you need to take into account. So I'm going to use our 4-piece modular system to kind of show you the dimensions of the table and then how far you need to place chairs and then how far from the wall we suggest the table being and that kind of thing. So we're just going to get a real-time measurement here. Jake's going to help me. So this 4-piece modular table, we're like right at 8 feet. And then if we go this way, we're going to be right at about 4 feet. So we're looking at 8 by 4, which is about the size of a piece of plywood. So if you're really trying to figure things out, you could put some tape down. I've had people just throw a piece of plywood down, but just to get an idea for sizing. And so the 4-piece, it's about a 4 by 8. And one of the things you want to consider with the way that you're spacing things and how much space you actually need in your studio, you want to think about if someone's going to come in and sit down. Not everybody sits like this. These tables actually aren't designed for you to like sit all the way up front like this, like you're driving in the car crunched up. But really you want to have a little bit of room so you can get your legs out and knees out. And so this is a pretty comfortable scenario here. And so you would want to know that in sizing your room and knowing how much space you're going to have at this point now from the edge of this table, we're going to need, it's about 24 inches, right? So 2 feet away. So now if you're thinking about passing room, like you've got to have somebody be able to walk back this way. So you need to consider like how big are people? And so give yourself like 2 to 3 feet of space behind the chairs for passing room. And so not everybody has a room this large with all this passing room, but you just need to be mindful of how much space you're giving people to walk around the table. And then additionally, one of the things that we always suggest with these tables is that you're at least 3 feet from the wall. Like you can really push them back and kind of crunch them in, but if you've got more space, you can move it away. Oftentimes you don't want the tables and the chairs right against the wall. You're not going to have enough depth with your camera and that kind of thing. You want to get people off the background, but at least 3 feet. And so we're going to look at what we got here, and we're at about 43 inches. So hold that at about 3 feet, and I'm just going to pull this table back. So that's about where we want to be. And then let me see if this looks centered. So that's about, you might come back a little bit wider, but this is what you're looking at on a wide shot. So at this point, you've seen what the wide shot might look like, and so you got all 4 people in. You do need a wider lens on that. So we've got a 15 millimeter lens. It's like a 15 to 35. And so we're able to have a little bit of zoom out and zoom in. We do have full frame on that camera, so we need the full 15 to get the wide shot on the 4-person table. So if you're thinking about buying video equipment, you need to think about those things. And then our cutaway cameras, we do a 3-camera setup in our studio. And so we have a 35 millimeter or a 50 millimeter. We'll throw those lenses on and then capture this 2-man shot. So yeah, so this is what you're looking at with a 2-person shot. So the way that we break these up is we'll do a wide shot in the middle. We'll do a cutaway from one side and a cutaway to the other. So as you can see, we get 2 seats or 2 people in this shot. So if you're going back and forth in your podcast and you've got your wide, you've got your cutaway, and you've got your other cutaway.